Welcome viewers. We'll keep on practicing with MCQs and this session is reserved for MCQs about psychology, and this is part 1 of the series. Let's start. A school psychologist wishes to test a second grade student for possible mental retardation. The most appropriate test to use would probably be the MMPI, Stanford Binet Intelligence Test, WAIS, or Thematic Appreciation Test. The correct answer is B. Next is eidetic memory is most often found in adults, depressed adults, children, or mentally retarded children. The answer is C, that is children. Psychology is the science of objective introspection, behavior and mental processes, inductive reasoning, or emotions. The correct answer is B, that is behavior and mental processes. Next, the method of studying development using groups of people that vary in age and are measured at the same time is called longitudinal study, field study, Cauchy experiment, or cross-sectional study. The correct answer is D, that is cross-sectional study. Which of the following is not one of the Gestalt psychology's 5 laws of form perception? Closure, similarity, proximity, or relative size? The correct answer is D, that is relative size. Which of the following describes the correct sequence of electrical activity as it passes through a single nerve cell? The correct answer is D. Next is give me a group of infants, and if I could control the world in which they are raised, I could predict which will become doctors and which will become sculptors. This statement is most likely based on A, the utilization of the methods of classical conditioning, the Freudian explanation of human behavior, an early behaviorist conception of the nature of human development, or a functionalist emphasis on the adaptive nature of behavior. The correct answer is C, that is an early behaviorist conception of the nature of human development. Next question is which one of the following name combinations contains 2 Gestalt psychologists? The correct answer is A. Next is research into television violence effects upon children makes frequent reference to the classic work of, and the correct answer is C. Which of the following theorists most stress the importance of maturation in development? Jean Piaget, John Locke, Arnold Gesell, or Vygotsky? The correct answer is C, that at Arnold Gessel. In which of the following situation would the most classical conditioning be expected? UCS preceding CS by 1/2 second, UCS preceding CS by 2 seconds, CS preceding UCS by 1/2 second, or CS preceding UCS by 5 seconds. The correct answer is C, that is CS preceding UCS by 1/2 second. Fertilization of human eggs normally takes place in the uterus, ovaries, cervix, or fallopian tubes. The correct answer is D, that is fallopian tubes. In an experiment studying the effects of different drugs on reaction time, each subject is presented with all the conditions in the experiment. This is an example of factorial design, within subjects design, between subject design, or quasi-experimental design. The correct answer is B, that is within subject design. Among monocular cues for depth perception is convergence, retinal disparity, assimilation, or interposition. The correct answer is D, that is interposition. Which one of the following combinations would not be possible in a set of triplets? 3 fraternal, 3 identical, 2 identical, 1 fraternal, or 2 fraternal, 1 identical. The correct answer is D, that is 2 fraternal, 1 identical. Which individual is correctly matched with their theory? Levin, field theory; James, law of effect theory; Holmes, pragmatism theory; Freud, personal construct theory. The correct answer is A, that is Levin field theory. The 4 main goals of psychological research are: and the correct answer is A, that is description, experimentation, prediction, and control. Bipolar disorder is a severe form of depression, best treated by Valium, characterized by episodes of depression and mania, and a more recent term of depression. Correct answer is C, that is characterized by episodes of depression and mania. Which of the following will be least effectively retained? Learning to swim, ride a bicycle, drive a car, recite a poem. Correct answer is D, that is recite a poem. The major laws of perceptual organization were developed by the Gestaltists, phenomenologists, cognitivists, or transactionalists. Correct answer is A. Performance of an earlier task is interfered by the learning of a second, more recent task in proactive facilitation, proactive inhibition, retroactive facilitation, retroactive inhibition. Answer is A, that is proactive facilitation. Socially, the young child can only attend to one dimension at a time. In cognitive terms, this is called accommodation, egocentrism, assimilation, or reversibility. Correct answer is B, that is centrism. Which research method would be most appropriate for investigating the relationship between the religious beliefs of Pakistanis and their attitude towards terrorism? Survey, naturalistic observation, the case study, or experimentation? Correct answer is A, that is the survey. The primary deficit in anterograde amnesia is impaired long-term learning, faster forgetting than normal subjects, a frequently reversible storage deficit, or difficulty remembering past events. Answer is A, that is impaired long-term learning. Next is innate behavior patterns develop primarily as a function of instrumental conditioning, maturation, learning, or infant stimulation. Correct answer is A, that is instrumental conditioning. A patient is given a diagnosis of social phobia after an intake evaluation. The most likely presenting complaint was fear of closed spaces, places, being alone in public places, or being embarrassed or scrutinized by others. Correct answer is D, that is being embarrassed or scrutinized by others. A cross-sectional study is one in which the same people are retested over a period of years. Different age groups are tested at the same time. Different characteristics of a given individual are assessed at the same time. The behavior of a group is assessed by different researchers. The correct answer is B, that is different age groups are tested at the same time. Next is cause is to effect as dash is to dash. Prediction, explanation, correlation, experimentation, independent variable, dependent variable, control condition, experimental condition. Correct answer is C, that is independent variable, dependent variable. Chemicals that act as messengers between animals and referred to as hormones, pheromones, amacrines, or anacrones. Correct answer is B. The first systematic study of operant conditioning was performed in 1938 by whom? Correct answer is by Skinner. DSM access to encompasses dash personality disorders: borderline, narcissistic, avoidant, all of the preceding. Correct answer is all of the preceding. Jaspriling's well-known experiment on iconic memory showed that subjects had trouble remembering more than 5 or so items because retroactive interference, proactive interference, rapid decay, or masking. The correct answer is C, that is rapid decay. During the third through the eighth week of pregnancy, the developing child can be accurately referred to as the prenate, zygote, embryo, or fetus. The correct answer is embryo. The greater the de-individuation of any group, the more irresponsibly its members behave, more responsibly its members behave, greater the chance of antisocial behavior, both A and C. Correct answer is D, that is both A and C. A person thinks that he sees a snake moving stealthily through the weeds on a distant field. As he gets closer, he discovers that it was only a dark piece of rope. This perceptual phenomena is known as what? It is known as illusion. A neuron does not contain a cell body, septum, myelin sheath, dendrites. The correct one is septum. A researcher would be most likely to discover a positive correlation between self-esteem and depression, financial poverty and physical health, intelligence and academic success, school grades and school absences. The correct one is intelligence and academic success. In which of the following would spontaneous recovery would be most likely? The correct answer is paranoid state. Slot machines are an example of which type of reinforcement schedule? Fixed interval, variable ratio, fixed ratio, or variable interval? Correct is variable ratio. Correlation coefficient may range in value from dash to dash. 0 to 2, -1 to +1, 0 to +1, or -1 to 0. Correct is B, that is 0, 1 to +1. When researchers stimulated an animal's limbic system, the net outcome effect was pleasure, aggression, maternal behavior, hyperactivity. Correct was pleasure. Choose the word that does not belong in the set. Correct is B, that is bipolar cell. Which one of the following is characteristics of the fetal period? Initial indication of sensitivity to stimulation, highest susceptibility to diseases, greater susceptibility to the effects of thalidomide, or initiation of heartbeat. Correct one is the first one, that is initial indication of sensitivity to stimulation. Which of the following measures is most sensitive to outlying observation? Mean, medium, mode, or variance? Correct is mean. First one. Which one of the following could be expected to enhance performance on a vigilance task? Threat of punishment, rest periods, high pay, or co-worker interaction? The answer is B, that is rest periods. A person expressing functional blindness could be experience A and dissociative disorder, somatoform disorder, anxiety disorder, cyclothymic disorder. The correct one is somatoform disorder, that is B. According to Freud, the Oedipal conflict is normally resolved during which of the following stages? Oral, genital, phallic, or anal? Correct is C. Comparison of students' GRE scores with the later graduate school grade point average CPAs would probably be used to analyze the GRs. Content validity, concurrent validity, predictive validity, or test-retest reliability. The answer is C, that is predictive validity. Which of the following leads to a decrease in the likelihood of a behavior occurring in the future? Shaping, omission training, negative reinforcement, continuous reinforcement. The answer is B, that is omission training. Perceptually, to wait till Eid al-Fitr would be the longest wait for elementary school child, teenager, preschool child, or college age adult. Correct one is B, that is teenager. According to Kohlberg's theory of moral development, the morality of self-accepted principles is characterized by a focus on good and bad behavior, an understanding of the individual's rights, ideals, and principles, pre-moral behavior, or important peer and social relationship. Correct is B, that is an understanding of individuals' rights, ideals, and principles. Most basic among Freudian defense mechanism is rationalization, reaction formation, identification, or repression. Correct is repression. Retrograde amnesia is a phenomena in which a person suffering brain injury in an accident loses memory of early childhood experiences, events immediately after the injury, events immediately prior to injury with earlier memory being unimpaired, middle childhood events, then forgets early childhood events. Correct is C, that is events immediately prior to injury with earlier memory being unimpaired. Aversion therapy would be used for which of the following problems? Alcoholism, paranoia, anxiety, or phobias. Correct is alcoholism. Erickson's trust versus mistrust stage occurs during middle childhood, early childhood, infancy, or early childhood. The answer is C, that is infancy. The pituitary gland secretes which of the following hormones? Correct one is all of the above. Next is according to DSM-4, all mental disorders are characterized by either distress or depression, anxiety, hallucination, disability. Correct one is disability. The method of Lucy is an example of the primacy effect, the recency effect, the mnemonic effect, a heuristic. Correct is C, mnemonic. Which of the following makes the most prominent use of statistics in its scoring procedures? The answer is the last one, that is MMPI. In perceiving the distance a sound has traveled, a person depends heavily on loudness and intensity, resonance, brightness and hue, or frequency. The correct one is the first one, that is loudness and intensity. Having never seen a sparrow before, IFA identifies the sparrow as a bird because it has wings and birds have wings. This is example of a schema, script, algorithm, or a metacognition. Correct one is a schema. One of Darwin's key ideas is that because of natural selection, animals have an inborn tendency to behave in ways that require the lowest energy expenditure. They individually select from various natural alternatives. They learn from their parents, help them to survive and reproduce. The correct one is the last one, that is, help them to survive and reproduce. Ruby is suffering from depression. She most likely is taking which of the following? The correct one is B. Which of the following plays an important role in the regulation of respiration? Correct one is A. All of the following are characteristics of the pre-operational stage of development, except B, that is understanding of conservation. Jung cites human infant response to mother closeness and the adult concept of a power beyond himself as example of D. Last one. The main regions of brain are A, that is cerebral cortex, forebrain, hindbrain, and midbrain. I'm sorry, correction. The main region of brain are the first one, that is hindbrain, forebrain, and midbrain. The opponent process theory of color perception was proposed by, correct one is the first one. Defense mechanism created by the, it is created by B, that is ego. Enhancing the action of dopamine receptors has what effect on schizophrenic symptoms? Blocking these receptors has what effect on the schizophrenic symptoms? The correct one is C, that is increases oblique decreases. According to Dash, there is an inborn competence for language acquisition and a set acquisition pattern that will be followed regardless of the culture in which one is born. Who said this? It was said by Chomsky. Physical sounds from our environment are translated into electrical messages in, the correct answer is cochlea. If a dog's owner wanted to teach the dog to catch a ball using shaping, he might scold the dog each time it did not chase the ball, only give the dog a reinforcer when it successfully caught the ball, initially reinforce the dog which each time it picked up and sniffed the ball, or pair the sight of the ball with an unconditioned stimulus. Correct one is C. Initially reinforce the dog each time it picked up or sniffed the ball. Experts generally agree that primary emotions include none of these. The Gestalt experience of perceiving an array of equally spaced dots as rows and columns is attributed to, the correct one is proximity.